Welcome, everyone. My name is Sean Gillens. If it's the first time to my channel, the main intention behind my channel is to showcase great careers that are great potentials for students that have a passion in math, or for individuals that have a passion in math and problem solving. All right. We started off the spotlight, the career spotlight, basically highlighting the first profession, which was actuary science. If you haven't seen that video, please go check it out on my channel. Now, for today, we're going to discuss in data science. Now, data science has kind of popped on the scene in a major way, in my opinion. And I have to get somebody to talk to who's a data scientist. So today we have our guest, Sumava Day. He also goes by the name, his YouTube name, Data Science with Sam. So welcome, Sumava.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you for inviting me to your channel. Okay, I would say it's been a pleasure talking over here. I hope I would be able to share some of the experience that I realized when working on the data science projects. And it's a very emerging field. There are a lot of things going on over there. But let me start with some of my, giving you some little bit of interaction about myself. So I'm basically a computer science engineer with a decade-long experience in insurance industry. So during my career, I navigated through various insurance business verticals and actually served a lot of different roles specific to policy admin system, hedging risk department, and actual business. So also, I'm a part-time data scientist with academic credential, and I'm also currently pursuing a master's degree program in data science offered by University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And also, I'm a data science YouTuber. As Sean, you already mentioned that I have a channel and the name is Data Science with Sam. So that's kind of like a brief introduction on my end. Over to you.
I want you to walk our audience through what, in your opinion, is data science. I want you to break it down for the audience. What, in your opinion, is data science?
That's kind of like a burning question right now, to be honest with you.
Right.
So data science is, to me, I'm giving you my personal opinion. Data science is more of like a multidisciplinary field comprised of different skills related to computer science, statistics, and business domain knowledge. In one of my videos, I talked about that on the YouTube channel. It's kind of like a Venn diagram. You think from a perspective of Venn diagram, there's a computer science, there's a statistics, then there's a business domain knowledge here.
Right.
It's obviously a continuously evolving field. And because when you talk about data science, you think about data science is kind of like a doorway to artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. If you want to learn, if you want to work on an AI bot, I'm pretty sure people are excited about watching some videos published by Boston Dynamics. Their robots are doing a lot of tricks, right?
I saw that. I was like, that's cool as heck.
Yeah. Exactly. So how would you learn those things? So data science is kind of like a segue. It will give you that kind of knowledge which you can leverage and learn that how you can break into the artificial intelligence world. Whether it's you're going to learn some machine learning model, whether develop some model of yourself that could predict financial forecasting in finance industry, or you're going to build something which will basically automatically detect objects in a car. Like, there are a lot of things going on in automobile industry. They're trying to build autonomous car, which will automatically detect objects in the surrounding when the car is in motion. How they're doing that. So those are all based on mathematics, statistics, computer science knowledge. Right. So when you're talking about this data science, that it's a continuously evolving field. And since now we have big data, it helps data science to understand the pattern of the data. And once we understand the pattern of the data, we can imply that and build some robust AI products that will definitely get us to that technological evolution that we're striving for. Okay, Tesla already doing a lot of stuff. They're doing a lot of stuff. And if you think about this Boston Dynamics, the main example, they're just doing a revolutionary work in the AI field. More companies are coming up in Silicon Valley. You can see there are a lot of AI startups. But every time when you talk about all this AI, the main underlying fact is you got to learn data science. So I hope I was able to give you a little bit of introduction of data science.
That's good. And I look forward to the cars that can, just drive me and I'm in the passenger, yeah, or I'm in the back,
Exactly.
you know, like an Uber.
Exactly.
I just
And you
want,
won't get
I want
scared
that
with
to
that.
become
Yeah.
a norm.
Yeah. You won't get scared with them.
Well, once everybody around me is in something like that, put it that way. What has driven you to this type of career?
That's a very good question. To be honest with you, as I mentioned in the introductory section, that I'm a computer science engineer. So my life is kind of evolved around science, right?
Right.
And I do actually have a very, I have a good passion towards mathematics. Okay, since childhood, I used to draw, mathematics, statistics stuff. It's kind of always driven me to do something in that world. But when you become a computer science engineer, you don't usually indulge into a lot of mathematics. Rather, you basically programming, you code all the mathematical formula. But the thing is, like, when I got to know about this data science field, I was thinking about this is kind of a field, it's a hybrid field that emerged, like, it's like kind of like combine the data science, combine the mathematics and the aspect of computer science together. So it's kind of a field which is ideal for me to pursue my career. Not only career, it's also give me a passion to do something, to apply my mathematical knowledge and build some product with the help of technology that may be helpful for the community and society in the future. But still, I'm not there yet. I'm still learning. But what I would definitely say that if you really love science, you should be a data scientist, or you try to at least indulge into some of the data science working nowadays, because we shouldn't forget that the data science is not about data. It's about the science behind it. It's about the mathematics, the statistics that's actually combine the field. You can get all the technology you want. You can use it to perfection, but you need to understand the science behind it, why we're doing, why we do prediction, why we're coming with the artificial intelligence, because everything is drives with the probability. You are a math teacher, so you know that everything is driven by probability in today's world. So when a data scientist, work on some prediction, he or she always tends to come up with a better probability. So in a nutshell, mathematics coupled with my passion for science, took me to this data scientist field.
Let's segue into, and I'm going to kind of approach this in, and I'm going to try and bucket it into a couple categories, okay? And I want you to kind of give advice to our audience in terms of for students, right, that are kind of moving from high school, going into college, trying to figure out their major, wanting to know what they're interested in data science, they want to know what type of courses to do, right? And so let's go there first, and then I'm going to go category by category. So that's the first category.
Okay. So if it's like somebody is going to college and want to pursue career in data science, I would definitely recommend first. It's like there are a lot of data science master degree programs available right now. And some of the universities, whether it's UIUC, UT Austin, SMU, UCLA, they're actually offering some good data science master degree program. So if someone wants to just go into the data science field right away without learning the statistics, mathematics, or other aspects, I would definitely recommend them to go to the data science master, sign up for the data science master degree program, because that program would give them exposure to the statistics and mathematics. Plus, they would get to learn the emerging technology. They'll get to learn all the techniques specific to machine learning and deep learning, which they can apply to their profession. In some cases, maybe a student would be interested to learn statistics and mathematics first before they get into that. So in that scenario, they can definitely go for a statistics and mathematics program, or they can always sign up for a computer science program at this level. It's not like a computer science engineer couldn't become a data scientist. From my personal experience, I could tell that it doesn't matter whether you sign up, whether you're coming for a statistics background or computer science background, you can become a data scientist.
Got it.
So my advice to students, just think about what you love the most. If you like programming, if you like coding, you can pursue a computer science engineer and then transition into a data science field. But if you love doing math, you can do a major in statistics and mathematics, and then you can pursue your career in data science.
Got it. Great advice. All right, so now next category will be a working individual, working professional that has analytical background. Say, say like for me, I'm an actuary. What would I need to do?
Right. That's a good question. I mean, again, since you're an actuary, you already know mathematics and statistics. Maybe you know more than a data scientist knows. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you know more mathematics and statistics than me. But what you need to understand is how we can apply your mathematical knowledge to build a model, or
Right.
build a kind of develop a product that
Mhm.
can automatically predict, suppose insurance forecast, some forecast analysis or some
Forecasting going
forecast
forward. Right.
valuation or
Right.
something like that with
Mhm.
a better accuracy. So in those
Got it.
kind of scenario, you need to understand some programming language, because
Right.
obviously at the end, you're not going to actually build a model by hand. You're not going to build a model based on some mathematical formula. Rather,
Right.
you're applying the mathematical formula in a programming format, and that's how you can build a model. So my advice to all the actuaries, that if you really want to get into the data science field, and brush up your knowledge in R and Python, and
Mhm.
also you can get to know more about SQL. I'm pretty sure actuaries are pretty efficient in database. Okay, they know how to run
Right.
queries in SQL, Oracle, and other so and so databases. So I
Right.
think the R, Python, even SAS. Even I know some actuaries, they're very efficient in SAS. I mean, you
Mhm.
can actually use R, Python, SAS, and there are some other languages are coming up. So you can definitely like learn R, Python, or something does programming knowledge, and that will definitely help you to become a data scientist
Got
and
it.
help you to build a predictive model or build machine learning, or maybe who knows, you may can build a deep learning model to do some kind of a neural network work that will
Right.
help insurance business in future.
Right, 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 right. And and also one reason also why I brought it up is because of the fact that our governing board for actuaries
Mm-hmm.
recently introduced a kind of it's called predictive analytics. So it's
Exactly.
trying to give us an introduction into the data science world, and it's on our programming language. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's been quite exciting for me to kind of study for and prepare for this exam and learn. And so
Exactly.
that's a good it's a good thing for me. Good thing, I think.
Yeah, I heard about that from my actual friends, and from you also, you just mentioned. I think
Right.
predictive analytics, it's kind of course they included in the SOA curriculum very recently, maybe a few years back. So that's the thing, like people started urge, that becoming data scientists, they started showing that how data science would be very important and very
Mhm.
relevant to, making the context of technological evolution or bringing autonomous solution that can help making the decision in a better way. So if you
Right.
want to build a robust AI product, you have to learn the predictive analytics, you have to learn the mathematics behind the data science. It's
Right.
kind of easy it's kind of like going side by side with an actual science and data science. But
Mhm.
I think actuaries are in a better shape than moving to a data science area compared to other working
Right.
professionals
Right. Right.
with actual with mathematics is the main thing. As I said before, it's not about data, it's about science. And when I'm talking
Science.
about science, I'm basically pointing to the mathematics and statistics behind it. So actuaries know math and stat. So I would definitely recommend them if they want to pursue career in data science, just
Right.
brush up some programming language knowledge.
Right. And so last category would be now a working professional that does not have analytical background. So is it
Mhm.
that we're going to be seeking similar advice, like say a student that's interested in the profession, they would have to probably go and do some sort of degree program in data science, a master's probably. Is it something like that? Something similar?
Yeah, it's like a twofold approach. They can take a twofold approach. So one
Okay.
approach is like, suppose somebody is like being a software engineer, like me, like for the way actually I transitioned to data science. I was a
Mm-hmm.
software engineer. I worked in different insurance verticals for 7, 8 years before I decided to pursue my career in data science. Okay, so what I did, I basically got into a master's degree program. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning different techniques, but my journey so far has been phenomenal. I would definitely say that either you can go for a master's degree program,
Mm-hmm.
or you can just give you a little bit of exposure. You can start signing up for some of the certification courses offered by
Mm-hmm.
different online education platforms. Like we have Coursera, we have edX, we have Udemy, we have
Mhm.
Udacity. Okay, so those online education platforms are offering some certification or courses related to data science. And they, most of the certification courses are affiliated by with different universities. Like when I started my data science career, the first thing I did is that I signed up for a certification course provided by Johns Hopkins University, and
Gotcha.
it was offered through Coursera platform. Okay, so that was a really good certification course. I mean, that kind of like gave me an intuition of how the data science world looks like. I got to learn a little bit of like math, statistics, because when you suppose a computer science engineer, they actually have mathematics in their curriculum. So they learned mathematics in the first or second semester, irrespective of which country they are actually doing the program. But the problem is like when you get into IT or in a technical area, you don't get a chance to apply your mathematical knowledge into work. So for an
Gotcha.
IT or software engineer, if they want to transition to data science, first they need to revisit their mathematics or statistical knowledge. So they need to start, learning about again the probability, normal regression, other mathematical stuff. So for them, it's better to get into a certification course first. If you're a working professional, obviously you also have to think about from a monetary standpoint. But again, if your company is reimbursing your master's degree program, then you can definitely go for that, or else first sign up for a certification program related to data science, get some knowledge, and then after that, if you want to really pursue your career in data science, you can go for a data degree program, or you can talk to your employer. If your employer could fund you, you can obviously get a degree, because at the end, more you learn about data science, more you're better at it, because this is a very fast evolving field. Still a lot of things in research been going on. So it's not only about, I mean, obviously you can learn more from the academic background, but at the end, self-learning is the main aspect. Okay, you got to self-learn first. Okay, so if you really have interest in data science, go check out, Towards Data Science, go check out Medium Journal, and people post a lot of articles over there. You can also check out my YouTube video link. Okay, so I'm actually posting a lot of YouTube videos over there related to data science. So it's more of like a self-learning. Okay, you have to learn, you have to think about that, whether you have the passion to become a data scientist. Okay, you like it, it's not like that you just get into a bandwagon because data science is kind of emerging. Everybody's talking about data science and you want to just say, okay, so don't be a bandwagoner. Okay, so if you really like it, if you have passion for data science, then go for it. Okay, otherwise it will be a waste of your time, because again, it's a science. Okay, if you don't have interest, don't do it. But I'm not going to discourage anyone on that. If you really have passion for that, first start with the certification program. That's my advice to any working professional who want to pursue their career in data science.
That's great advice. That's great advice. And I like the fact that you kind of hit the nail home that basically, don't sign up just because it's the hot career fiery career right now, but make sure that the underlying reasons that you're doing it for is purely because you do have a passion for the math, you do have a passion for the science, you do have a passion for the problem solving, and so that's good that you hit that home. Walk us through anything that you have ever, helped with or worked on in the data science world?
Yes, I can
like
definitely walk.
Yes.
I mean, I worked on some academic projects, and again, I'm doing something related to some recent problem you're having. But I'm going to start with a recent project that I worked on back in 2019 and 2020. Okay. So back in 2019, I worked on project. It was more related to principal component analysis. So it was kind of like an unsupervised learning process. Like when we do predictive analytics, right? Most of the time, the issue we have is that how you can come up with the key features or key predictors that will give you a better accuracy or a better outcome, right? Because when you deal with data set with 100 columns, okay, it doesn't mean that you got to use the 100 columns to come up with a prediction, okay? So you have to define the key features, okay? So I did some work on principal component analysis back in 2019. I do have an article published on SOA technology section back in 2020. I can definitely refer to that article.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The
That'd be great.
audience can
Yeah.
definitely go through that article. It was published in the June edition of SOA article, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, but I can definitely share the link. So that's the recent work I did, a couple of years back. Back in 2020, I did a kind of a cool project on object detection. So object detection is more of like it's a very new thing, emerging thing. So like suppose when you're building an autonomous car, obviously you need to make sure your bot or your AI bot should understand all the objects surrounding it. And based on that, it makes judgments and or clear the path or make judgment that how it could basically drive through that obstacle.
Right.
Okay, so I did a little bit of work on that, and again, it's not a very extensive work. That product is not been productionized. It was more of a proof of concept, and I kind of talked about it in 2020 Rice University Data Science Conference. So I kind of like it was more of like a poster presentation related to that work. I do have a Medium article. I can definitely refer that article link with you, Sean. You can basically share in the video caption. But yeah, so these are the two recent projects I worked on. I kind of completed back in 2019 and 2020. Right now, I'm kind of working on another cool project, and it's kind of related to computer vision. It's like an image classification exercise, and it's actually related to COVID-19. So I'm kind of like very passionate to contribute to COVID-19 and something which I could contribute being a tech person or being a data scientist. So what we are kind of trying to do at this moment is we're trying to classify X-ray images so that the machine or the model could detect which X-ray images live into COVID-19. Because when you suppose think about a scenario when you are basically researching or scanning two X-ray images, one for the pneumonia affected patient, one for the COVID-19 patient. It's kind of hard to tell because both the X-ray images look a little similar because both the diseases are usually impacting lungs. So we're kind of trying to build a model that could distinguish COVID-19 from other lungs-related diseases, cold, flu, other stuff. So it's not there yet, but we're kind of getting there. There are some previous research done on that same topic. So there are plenty of papers out there. People did some research on that COVID-19 X-ray image classification because the main motivation factor for this research is to come up with an alternative diagnosis process. Because right now, the only diagnosis process we have is the mouth swab test or, just put it into your nostril and try to get
the nose swab,
So it's kind of a very, I would say, very tedious process. And sometimes I don't think so. We have plenty of medical kits available to perform that test, and it's time consuming because you get the mouth swab from the vaccination, the drive, and then you have to send it to the lab. They will run all kind of tests. But what if we have a different diagnosis process, like an X-ray image classification? Because most of the clinics, they do have X-ray machines, right? It's kind of easier for them to come up with, like it will basically make the diagnosis process faster, and they can easily detect whether the person has COVID-19 or not without going through mouth swab test. So that's something kind of we're doing right now. We're not there yet. I mean, still it's a very early phase of the project. So, but again, if we become successful, if we get, even if more than 90% accuracy is a pretty good deal. The most of the cases, the main challenging aspect of data science, predictive model is the data. Okay, so if you don't have a sufficient data, you can't build a good predictive model. Okay, and right now there are not many COVID-19 X-ray images are available right now. So we actually have a data scarcity issue, but we're trying to address those issues. Still in a process to build that model, but that's something another project currently I'm working on. So hopefully that answers your question.
No, it did, and that's pretty exciting. And even though, and I'm going to use this time to basically say, because I know you just got your second vaccination shot, right?
Yes.
Okay, and how are you feeling? You're obviously feeling great because you're on the call, right?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I never felt better, to be honest with you. I was talking to my wife last night that I don't know what they punched into my serum. Did they punch some kind of energy serum in that thing? Because I felt like a little bit. I hope I won't turn into a superhero, Avenger, or even a zombie. But again, this is an advice to everyone. Okay, go get vaccinated. Okay.
Exactly.
Don't bog down with all kind of rumors and the campaign going on against vaccination. Okay, please go and get vaccinated as soon as possible. There are a lot of programs going on all around the country. So please go to your county site or whatever the way you can, just go get vaccine, okay? Because that's the right way to just battle against COVID at this moment. Okay, we are not there yet. We have to keep social distancing. We have to wear masks. But the first and foremost, we have to get vaccinated. Okay, so please, it's my humble request to everyone to go get vaccinated. And thanks for bringing up this question, Sean.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I want to get back to a sense of normalcy, like I think everybody else would, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wanted to make sure we throw that one out there also. All right. Now, you mentioned earlier you work in the insurance industry, as do I. And so I wanted to kind of, you know, I mean, I'm pretty sure for other industries, data science is going to make its blueprints or its prints on improving those processes. But where you see improvement in terms of for the insurance industry?
Yeah, I think from my insurance knowledge, I could say there are a lot of scope of improvement in insurance area, and there in most of the cases we can use data science. Think about like if you want to make a better underwriting decision, if you want to make it more autonomous and less time consuming, we can use data science, and we can use data science predictability model to come up with a better decisioning process. With all due respect, underwriters are doing, they're one of the integral part of insurance industry. But what if an underwriter doesn't have to scan all the documents? What if an underwriter can put the logics, the underwriting logics in a model, and the model could basically make the decision by itself? So this kind of process would definitely help the underwriter department. Similarly, the claims department, they deal with a bunch of documents all the time. Okay, they have to scan documents, get certificates and other stuff. What if we can use natural language processing? That's another important aspect of data science. But can we use natural language processing to do come up with some kind of a text mining approach that will scan those documents in a faster way? And that obviously that will definitely help claims department, and it will reduce manual errors, because as we know, you also work in insurance industry, you're actually so many times we kind of spend time dealing with the claim data issue. So what if we can bring the NLP to improve the current OCR system, or bring some kind of like a process that would definitely help us reducing the manual errors, cleaning up the most of the claim data issue, and eventually it will actually make the process faster, and actuaries will
streamlined,
get more like actuaries will get more, I would say, relevant data. They will get more robust data, or like accurate data, which they can imply in their actual valuation. So claims and underwriting, these are the two department which I could think of at this moment where data science could be applied. Even for sales forecasting, for customer insight, we can use data science as well, because there are some data science departments in my company. I will know they're kind of like working on to understand how we can extract the better customer insight. We can how we know that our products are still appealing to the market. And those kind of analysis could be done in a better way using some data science techniques, right? There are a lot of data scientists, I'm pretty sure, working on insurance industry at this moment. But again, some of the concepts are still hypothetical because we are not there yet. We still haven't actually explored the area, the data science area to that extent in insurance industry. But in future, we are getting there. Like in insurance industry, as you're an actuary, so actuaries are also traditionally, they are considered as a data scientist, right? So actuaries are also doing predictive analytics, predictability model work. So they are basically filling the gap in insurance industry at this moment. But I definitely, I mean, this kind of my humble opinion that there is I could foresee a future where data scientists will work collaboratively with actuaries to help make the business decision process smoother, streamline it in a better, efficient way, and that will eventually help an insurance company to make a better product decision and also improve the underwriting and claims process. So I think actually, at the moment, and we can't, I mean, we obviously we can see that some actuaries will transition into data science role in future. I mean, that's possible.
It will always be collaborative.
Inevitable right now. But at the end, it will always be a collaborative. And I could see a better future insurance industry when actuaries and data scientists will join force with each other.
Right. I got you. So I think some great valuable insight has been shared. Let me do a quick recap for the audience in terms of, I guess, advice, right? So if you're a student out there, you're trying to think about, in data science intrigues you, please make sure that you're doing it for the right reason. If you want to say true to the career that you're going to get yourself into, that it's you have a passion for the math, you have a passion for the science, you have a passion for, I guess if you want to say it, yeah, you have the passion for the data, you want to see the data show you where to go.
Well, I mean, one thing I want to add, just interject here, is like when you talk about the passion for the data, it's also about like being a data analyst. We all know that you got to be a data detective. Okay, you need to understand the underlying pattern of the data. So more you dig down in the data, so more you will find out, right? So you need to have that passion as well. You need to have that interest that, okay, there is some data issue, what's going on, okay? And because at the end, data scientist is a combination of all these fields, like you gotta be a data engineer, you gotta be a data analyst, then you can transition to data scientist, because data scientist is more of like, I won't say it's a jack of trades, master of none. I would say data scientist has to be a master of everything.
Right. I like that. Yeah.
So again, continue. Yeah.
All right. So, and then hence you can pursue, well, you don't have to pursue data science, say as an undergrad, but you can probably pursue something in the math, statistics, computer science, probably get your programming and your technical skills developed, and then pursue, say, a master's in data science, or pursue certificates by many of the resources that Sumalba has shared today. I can put those links down in the description so you guys can check it out. Also, for people that are, in a professional standpoint right now, considering a career change, so career changers, it matters on obviously, monetary resources, but also similar advice, right? If it's certificates, if you have that analytical skills already, you just want to build up on your programming skills, there's a lot of different resources out there to kind of courses out there that you can build your technical skills in. The different programming languages that you need, I think R, Python, SQL, but I think more R, Python, because those are the more stronger languages to do the predictive modeling.
And SAS as well. You can use SAS.
And SAS. Okay, there we go. And SAS, right? And I think that's about it, right? Yeah.
Kind of about it. Again, I just wanted to cover the final
close us out.
remarks on that.
Yeah.
When you wanted to be a data scientist, again, you need to think about that why you want to become a data scientist. Okay. So what additional thing you could do to become a data scientist that you cannot achieve in your current role, or whatever so far at this point of your life. Okay, so that you need to understand first. Okay, so that's role interest. Once you figure out that, okay, this is something I really want to do, that I'm kind of I dreamt of becoming a data scientist because I want to build an AI robot. I want to build something. I want to work with Elon Musk. Okay, so I mean, this is something like that. So you need to think about that. Okay, so if you have that interest, if you have the passion, that kind of kept you awake in the midnight, so then definitely go for it. I mean, definitely. I mean, wish you guys all the best to become a data scientist. I myself, after going through so many curriculum, still I consider myself a data science apprentice. I won't consider myself a data science expert because, as I said before, it's still a continuously evolving field. We don't know what's going on in the other side of the world. There's so many things going on everywhere. Okay, so keep following all these good articles, the journals like Towards Data Science, Medium. So that will definitely get you up to speed first. Okay, so I would definitely recommend first do some research, go through online materials to understand that what is exactly data science, and think about it whether that is something you really want to do. If you really want to do that, then you will do it for sure, by hook or crook. Okay.
Right. So thank you guys for tuning in for another career spotlight. Please go and check out Data Science with Sam on YouTube for some great videos as it pertains to data science as a whole. Data science in actual specifics, he starts to go into actually some R programming, Python programming. So go check it out.
Little bit of
And thank you guys. See you guys for the next time for another career that we're going to spotlight.